points at half-time. Well, points for both sides to make then. Commentary is by Dara Maloney.
There are two late changes on the Cork team. Cornerback Tomás Clancy is ruled out through injury. His place goes to Conor Dorman, while Donnacha O'Connor is also unavailable. He's replaced by John O'Rourke. With 4 tricky trips to Ulster in this campaign, it's vital that Cork make a big impression at home. This Dublin team has been shaped from a successful run in the O'Byrne Cup. Dean Rock scored 38 points during that campaign, which ended last Sunday in Kildare. With the St Vincent's contingent unavailable, there's a big chance for the highly regarded John Small to make an impression at centre-back. Donal O'Connor tried to trick Darren Daly. 4 Dublin players surround the ball, and there's John Small and now Johnny Cooper moving it quickly. Huge gap in front of the Cork defence. Now Tomás Brady should score and does score, and Cork got their defensive system all wrong. A massive gap between their half-forward line and really their full-back line, and Tomás Brady, as they all backed off him, just invited to take it on. First score of this game in the 4th minute. Now up to Cork to respond. Tom Clancy in an advanced position. John O'Rourke, a busy, lively player. Fintan Gould, really good score from Fintan Gould. That'll steady them down. Cork off the mark.
Conor Dorman, the guy we're mocking this. Cork the guy mocking the one Cadogan this, Cadogan the Guller Nuncy. Vechan Susan ta Rowiga or Yesh Mahasti my Guller Yesh. Exchange or Yesh, could you Brian O'Driscoll? O'Driscoll is Stachs the Lord, the shot, Emmer Tiastic Cork and Issue, Southern Chance to John O'Rourke. Cork and Spas, could Jast of Hanish and Bultig O'Rourke, and they get to Bultig Jazz on score for you, David.
On a score 5, they get John O'Rourke and in the shock. You know, it's done O'Connor, you know, they've done O'Connor in a Coileon than you, Tushker, and Tahia Taiga, you know, O'Rourke Brassas, the Jock, because when they knock, I could say, hey, her interest on the Braga. Knock, I could say, hey, her interest on the Braga.
Well, it's by Cork Saucer, Shinmar, so she trish Tatrash, of course, the Harrod Cohram and Chop, Ochnomed Kata Agan, Marky Rin. Moss Brady initial goal of Macharativ, Jack McCaffrey, Jack Farger Brawlish, Duller Nuncy, you said. She's been Canton or the Leblock Clear, when she's a raw hooker, that Duller Nuncy in La Hula. August and Catch and Cora Harrod Traston.
Dean Rock is Doga.
My Guller Yesh. Exchange or Yesh, could you Brian O'Driscoll? O'Driscoll is Stachs the Lord, the shot, Emmer Tiastic Cork and Issue, Southern Chance to John O'Rourke. Cork and Spas, could Jast of Hanish and Bultig O'Rourke, and they get to Bultig Jazz on score for you, David.
On a score 5, they get John O'Rourke and in the shock. You know, it's done O'Connor, you know, they've done O'Connor in a Coileon than you, Tushker, and Tahia Taiga, you know, O'Rourke Brassas, the Jock, because when they knock, I could say, hey, her interest doesn't play a show. Don Aaron Tashi Don on actually though I can put you shut them fleeing.
Fintan Gould, Chinnish and Jesh well and pass Bulldog Fintan Gould in summer Bennett Glitchiga. Chanter Cole, Chocolate Cole score, Satan Cole score inside Corka. Agus Chinnish Mach, or Horla. Canal Botonu on Capanachton, Cole score to Erdera.
Yeah, Agus Conor Dorman is Doga.
Yeah.
Honey she sues him for because I'd say go have Yarrow Lairn or Fortune Lero Cocon Rock McCool.
Yeah.
Nihei Sheelan with her.
Yeah.
Her Jamie O'Sullivan on Lero the Shocks cool like there.
Tomás Brady reached, Tomás Brady shock pass all in Brady Stockergy, Owen O'Gara Nish, O'Gara Stockhamchin, Rashid Cormac Costello, Illingary Costello, Shin Bulta Costello, Shin Bulta Jazz, Cormac Costello.
Yeah, bhí Lero ag Owen O'Gara an Orsha and August Bader dinner this detain is facial or stopping na own Cadogan tá sé có láide agus ní raibh an
Six year Dean Rock agus Dúrach Marianach Barney Tarish should the Shen Cartin for the Lord Porkett Joshua Shane with the name Marnog Shen Bulchik Shane will she cost the Chilan will she cost the Chaga Jessica Toshi cost the Chaga hauling Shen Carty Lachlia and Mirash Contessa.
They took a hint to Shane Carty to she hard find panel Cooper Blaine agus you know showcase
agus an dara kick here score to Egerson agus
inis, you know, tar éis cúpla ceanna choramú.
agus sin Dornally ir chora an down Bernard Dunn gobar le black clear Shanty Ian Maguire ceapna gur Ian Beidir an torfin score a hain chun Tashire G Brian Hurley built ag Brian Hurley agus an cinna cart into ag Ian Maguire mar bhfuil an cooling amse ag Brian Hurley.
Yeah, agus léir sé an bhuiine atá aige as hain tar éis cúpla ceanna bhfuil tar éis ceanna bháin a choramú, you know, bhí sé brás as a torfaí an ceann sin sin you know, is Paladar an sco so bheith ceappa gus gorála na cín sin.
Kick mach sin go dtí don log hadna roi go skipú dí Mark Collins. Mark Collins de fechan sús bhfuil an róg sin bullet an canna isteach pas áling isteach de hosach agus í fáte and is agus an chance Colmanil is bega Colmanil is a feic agin but Danish a paidad bú fannach le sin.
Sin scored an Cade goal, you know, an choramíach de bhí agus béan mar dúirtú hain an tainóir chun mar agus, you know, is imrá anna fáin an Cade tá sé anna cliste agus, you know, ní caiid sé ach chance bháin agus déine sé de máiste.
Cadigan tucach an talón agus tan kicks here hin mar go roir hici beidir an scuilis nimmertach ní ra buntáiste an mar gur titsam. Bh Brendan seo bhóta hain is ratha pelle rina hain idir Cork agus Blackley as Parky Rin. Shall bhí Blackley agus Brian Hurley. Brian Hurley machar a gléán. So the Conor Dorman tá Cole fáte ag Conor Dorman an is tá Colin fáte aige.
Agus anna Paladar tá ann, you know, tá sé taispáint inniu goil sé bra compórach airnlí heo checkgus a bheith ina tachamá agus é brás as the Chuck's an fork. Kick amach anna topic a rí seo Sean Cork.
Skillin na bonus sa bhil réilech. So Shane Cartin is arai. Agus an canchin kickalta agus deire bhúti chur a hard trasna an tá, chur a hard trasna an Dean Rock trílam.
Sin pell tradiisiúnta, you know, groimí ag go basta go Lorna Park an céad ceann atá feicún sa tluithe seo agus, you know, bhí I'd say go raibh Dennis Bastic brasást an kick amach sin eáil san air don chéadúir. Ní raibh Dennis Bastic brasást an kick amach sin eáil san air don chéadúir.
Níl canna hallar an dul cantarisiúnta sí fáte John O'Rourke is teachta leir. James Lochgreen sin is se the Donald had ras go John O'Rourke ríist O'Rourke bulle foi bhrú a chi bute go jazz ag John O'Rourke agus a camera clip tanimach seo David.
Tá sé anna mar a dúir mé ní léon rud sinnaciúil ag buint leis an éoncur cé go bhfuil siad cosanta go leir nó tá siad brasás de pelle immer tá si go léir compórach ar an Lee Road agus you know tá spás an bhaon sin agus tá sé anna
bre tradiisiúnta Lorna Parke Bastic.
Sin mar d bread agus butter de Dennis Bastic agus is bra lá na cín sin is far sideúir mór láidir é agus
Nis an kick agus sé colm atáchan an cantra bhla. Agus í castaisteach go fíoráling aige. Ar scór Egerson.
Been kicked and Cade's got, you know, agus bhí am aige le bheith ag smaoine faoi chumá bhí cúpla an óméid chuna bheith ag smaoine faoi agus ní sin le.
Bhí Cooper seach sa lá rís fáte rais ag Cooper. Just Cooper cael rais. So the Tomás Brady hin me go Tomás con torfin score fágan teach dí sin cartaí. Cos go marí Blackley nach beidir sásta torfin score. So the Ono Garra nish by Ono Garra sásta torfin score will she bulte go Ono Garra Tashi bulte go Ono Garra agus bulte go Jasti go Ono Garra agus an Barna Leide aige.
Sin an tain seans atá fáilte go Ono Garra agus, you know, níl Corky ag tuairt aon spás dá léas Jack Salina lethúsaí tá an spás go léir tá sin níos fuide an muit an par caiacht léas teachtamach an tam ar fád agus
Jack McCaffrey. McCaffrey has found a bit of a gap. Kevin McMenamin and now Dean Rock, and now it's Owen O'Gara, and O'Gara puts that over for the first point of the second half. All down to superb running from Jack McCaffrey. Dean Rock with the quick thinking, and nobody was marking Owen O'Gara. Sides level. And everything is going for Dublin. O'Gara, Brady to his right, McMenamin's in there, and Ken O'Halloran was able to save Cork big time because the Dublin attackers were queuing up. They had 4 players in position, and O'Gara could pick from any one of three. And in fairness to him, he went for the most difficult option, the one that put the ball too close from Dublin's point of view to Ken O'Halloran. But that's a let-off for Cork, and they need to wake up. Fintan Gould. Ian Maguire. John O'Rourke. Now O'Rourke switching the angle of the attack out to Brian Hurley. This is promising for Cork. Owen Culligan is the defender. Brian Hurley with the point, and Cork are level. But is there a lead point in this match and in the next few minutes for them? They've hung on in there. James Loughrey. Davy Byrne put pressure on him just as he played the ball forward. Rory O'Carroll. That's Kieran Redden. Featured a lot in the early part of last year for Dublin. Didn't play in the championship. Tomas Brady. Now Dean Rock. Is there a goal chance here? Rock takes his point though. He's been their main scorer today, as he has been all year, Dean Rock. It's his fourth alone in the second half. 8 in total. Paul Kerrigan driving out for Cork. 10 minutes left. Ian Maguire. It's Davy Byrne there. Maguire hits the deck. Now John Hayes is involved. Colm O'Driscoll. Mark Collins from way out the field. Collins, that's a beautiful point. One of the scores of the match, and what a time to do it. Mark Collins from Castlehaven, with 10 minutes to go, gives Cork the lead. At times in this second half they appear to be struggling quite badly, but they've hung in there, and now Cork are a point in front. Oh, and a mistake by Eric Lowndes. Gifts possession back to Cork, and John Hayes with the relieving clearance to John O'Rourke. Cork lead by a point. Last 5 minutes at Páirc Uí Rinn. It's been a fantastic game of football. Here's Owen Cadigan, and Cadigan drills that over, and they've doubled their lead. And that's a wonderful score. Owen Cadigan invited forward. Didn't need a second invitation, and they lead by 2. They are 2 points down. John Small. Tomas Brady. Now Brian Fenton back to Brady. Is there a goal in Dublin? There hasn't been in the match so far. Michael Deegan, the Dublin substitute, puts that over, their first score in 15 minutes. And we're into added time now, and just 1 minute for Cork to hold on and for Dublin to try and salvage a point. Conor Dorman, an afternoon for him to remember for sure, and this is working out perfectly for Cork as they defend this 1 point lead, and the best form of defence is attack, and they're in, and Conor Dorman seals the victory. Dorman's had a great afternoon, involved in the goal, would have scored it but for the touch from Jamie O'Sullivan in the 11th minute of the first half. Super afternoon for him, and Cork are heading for a super victory. And there is the whistle, it's over. And the Cork players punch the air in delight because they have beaten the league champions here in Páirc Uí Rinn. Cork have won by 115 to 16 points.
I think when you hear, at a league game, the terrace was full here with Dublin people, and it's very unusual to see that. And I think, fair play to them, and great credit is due to them for the amount of support that they get. And certainly, if we could get equal support in our away games, we'd be very, very, very happy. But I think Dublin J is in a strong place, and I think any time that we get the better of them, we're delighted.
Yeah, well, Dublin will have to wait another while for that elusive victory in the league down in Cork, stretching back some 25 years at this stage. Tomas O'Shea, that was an important win today for Cork in this current league campaign, from the point of view that Cork have 4 away games, all of them up in the north, 3 games at home. That one against Dublin, and of course they're playing Kerry, who won't give it to them easy either down there. So they needed the win today, perhaps.
They did, Michael. I think it was a really important win for Cork. They came in, they got a lot of slack last year about their championship performances, and I live in down in Cork, and they put up with a lot of slack. I think 4 games away up the north especially is harder than any team, and you have Dublin at home and you have Kerry at home. That's a tough lead, that's a tough draw for Cork. I think today's game will stand to them. I think the Dubs will learn from it as well. I think they had a lot of new fellas in there, and coming down to Cork outside Croke Park, it'll be a good learning curve for them as well. But I think Cork will be happy. It was what I liked about Cork today was the final 10 minutes when they needed to stand up, and when it looked like Dublin might push ahead, Cork stood up and stood up well. You know,
one of the things about Cork last year, Tomas, was at times their defence unfortunately let them down. That league semi-final that I mentioned in the lead into that they were 7 points up, they lost by 10, they got turned around by 17. Do they look any better to you today?
Well, I suppose it's only the start of the league, Michael, I suppose, and from last year they had to change something. Down in Cork, they were left wide open at the back too many times. It's obvious to see from today, it isn't perfected by them, but they're set up defensively a lot more better than they were last year. You know, it's here you can see the amount of players coming back, and then you have a wing forward coming back and Colm Driscoll coming back and helping out. It's something that was missing last year, a kind of a tenacity that wasn't there last year. They got numbers back. They all seemed to know what they were doing. They weren't tackling aimlessly. They weren't covering ground. They all had a specific job to do, and they did very well. Again, Paul Kerrigan, wing forward or wherever he was playing up there, back helping out. You know, and they forced the Dubs back. As I said, Michael, it isn't something that they perfected. The Dubs still put up 16 points against them. So, but having said that, the first game of the league and something that they weren't doing last year, it has to be a good start, you know. This one was very interesting here at the end. This was in the final 10 minutes, and if you look at it here, they break, and we've stopped it, and we've highlighted one man there at the back, Owen Cadigan, and he's the last man back. But this kind of counter-attacking breaking that you'd associate with the likes of Donegal, it was brilliant. It was when the game was we didn't know who was going to win the game at this stage, you know, and up pops Owen Cadigan from the back, drives it on and straight over the bar. It was a great score, it was an inspirational score. But Cork are definitely set up. You can see that they're being drilled differently in terms of defensive. They were wide open. You can't, Mark, say when you have forwards like of James O'Donoghue down the park and there's Akers, you